Some breaking news from the Korean Peninsula this morning. Simmering tensions have boiled over. This is brand new video, new military surveillance video into us, and it shows Kim Jong-un's regime blowing up a joint border liaison office, which is inside North Korea. This is a very symbolic target. This is an office designed to promote relations with Seoul, and the explosion is being viewed mostly as something domestic following multiple threats to take action against leaflet and food drops coming into the north from the south. Bruce Harrison is a freelance reporter who's tracking the developments for us from Seoul.
Well, I've seen the same pictures you have, Heather. We've seen the smoke. South Korea's Unification Ministry, which deals with inter-Korean cooperation, also said they heard the explosion, and it was shortly after they confirmed North Korea had in fact blown up this building. It was a space where North and South Koreans had been meeting since late 2018, following some deals between leader Kim Jong-un and South Korean President Moon Jae-in. There was hopes they would use that space to build ties, baby steps, sports, forestry, projects like that, but nothing really ever came to fruition. And nobody had been in that office actually since January, when everybody had left over concerns about the COVID-19 pandemic. So nobody had been there. And in recent days, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's sister, Kim Yo-jong, had called the building useless, and she had suggested they would be shutting it down. In the days before that, she had targeted activists here in South Korea, saying their activities were greatly angering the North, primarily by sending anti-North Korea propaganda across the border using hydrogen and helium balloons to fly leaflets containing these anti-state messages, sometimes food as well. It's been a common practice for years. South Korea responded that it was going to put laws into place to prevent this. It even put police at the border. But North Korea obviously not satisfied with the South's response, and now we have this explosion across the border and the demolition of a building that, yes, you said, was symbolic in President Moon's peace efforts on the peninsula.
I note, Bruce, you mentioned some of the early responses we've heard from South Korea. As we've been talking, Reuters is reporting the presidential office in South Korea saying it will respond sternly if North Korea continues to raise tensions after destroying this office. So what about the wider implications for this, not just, I suppose, with South Korea, but more broadly for the West and notably with the United States?
It would be interesting to see what South Korea means by sternly. At this time, this is not necessarily a military provocation. This was the destruction of a building, but it was not a weapons test or a strike on the South Korean people or any of this territory. I think it would take something much stronger, perhaps a weapons test, to seek a show of force by the United States military to get involved in something like this. This is really between North and South in regards to their communications and their relationships, their cooperative projects.
That is freelance reporter Bruce Harrison from Seoul. Immediately after the explosion, South Korea convened an emergency meeting of its National Security Council. We'll be watching for any further response from the government there.